Hey, what's going on YouTube? Marine X back at it again. These are 5 EDC trends we're leaving in 2023. Now let's just start off by saying this. If you still carry this stuff, if you still like, if it still tickles your heart, tickles your fancy, continue to carry it, okay? Don't let me be the catalyst or the reason why.
Well, you know, normally I would carry my pocket protector, but X said to leave it alone.
Listen. If you still need to carry this trash, carry it, okay? I'm just saying that these are 5 things that may be closer to fads or novelty items that I can see in the near future instead of the distant future disappearing from the lexicon of an everyday carry. The first one has to be impractical, bulky, or overabundant carries. I'm guilty of this in the past. There are things I believe that should be primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary things that go in your body, secondary things that go in a bag or a sling, tertiary things that you can get to when you need them, like in a vehicle or a trunk, something like that. Let's try not to put the things that should be in tertiary in the primary department, okay? So if you need to have that tourniquet or maybe that socket and ratchet set, maybe that shouldn't be directly attached to your hip. Vice versa, if it's something that should be on your person, keep it on your person. But in practical carry, what I really mean by that is if it's a device that needs trainers for you to learn how to use it, it's probably an impractical carry, okay? If you need a dead Fred to learn how to use something, if you need a practice knife to learn how to use something, if it's an overly long type of item, we're probably leaving that in 2023. Do you need a plasma lighter? Do you need 4 IFAKs? Is it important to carry that baton Billy style flashlight with you everywhere that you go? Probably not. So in 2023, let's just say RIP to the impractical EDC carries. Number 2 on the list, I had it in my hands. I caressed it for a little while. I realized that, autumn is just not for me. Listen, when it first came out, it was unique, really came from the industrial base. And I don't know who like popularized it and made it something that folks in the EDC community really wanted to carry, but they did one hell of a job. Not everybody and their mom is lusting after a little bit of autumn. It's a statement piece. It's interesting, although to me, it does look like trash. You know, here's how you know that autumn's days are numbered. People are starting to make dupes. They're beginning to make fakes. And they're going after those that they think that some of us are tryhards. Some of these companies believe that we're tryhards. The autumn nomenclature is trademarked and owned by the Saudi Arabians. The material itself, I think it's called PPI or PPE or whatever the hell it's called. That's the material that people are just making, and they're putting in all sorts of stuff. I could easily see where sooner than later the autumn craze will leave us. Although some folks liked it a lot, its days are numbered. I had an autumn Civivi knife. Shout out to Civivi for sending that out to your boy. Very interesting, but I ended up selling it. I ended up letting it go because although I kind of like the be able to kind of stick with the trends, but for me personally, I can let that stuff go. And I think in 2024, you're going to probably end up letting it go as well. One thing I want to know also is, do you prefer Johnson & Johnson or Walmart brand baby powder? Whenever you slap like buttons, make sure you slap that like button. Hit the subscribe button as well if you like this type of content. The next one we have to talk about is donut or wiener anything on my EDC. Maybe not my EDC because I didn't have any of it, but your EDC. Number 3 is the donut or the wiener is up out of this boy. They put it on everything. They put it on hanks, lighters, knives, multi-tools, fidgets, dice, anything that you can think of. They stuck the donut print on there. And one thing I will say is doing your entire EDC in the donut print, that's a commitment. You are going full donut. It's a bit hard to get away with after you spent all this money, right? It's gonna be hard for you to let go. The donut craze will leave us, and it's kind of starting to wear out its welcome a little bit. It was fun for a while. If you still love to carry it, then carry it. But I think that we have reached peak donuts, okay? Because pulling it out in some scenarios feels a little silly. And because it's a donut, but they're still sharp blades. I mean, there's some folks are making donut stuff out of Magna Cut and L-Max and S30V, and you're handing them to folks to use them, and they think it's a toy, and people are damn near slicing off phalanges. Do I have proof beyond anecdotal? No, I don't. Sooner than later, people are going to just let this stuff go, move past it, and kind of just make it something of the past. Imagine this: in the 80s, Balisong knives were incredibly popular. It came out right after the switchblade era where we saw people carrying switchblades in movies. Balisong was a hit. Benchmade made those things a lot. Now we still see them every now and again, but not everybody and their mom is really carrying Balisong. I see the donut, the autumn kind of laying in that same wayside where it's popular now, but it's reached its peak. That brings me to number 4. The reason that we probably have the autumn, the donut, or the Impractical EDC is because it's social media driven. Number 4 is social media driven. DIYs are going to be going away. Okay. So whether it's the actual EDCs that you're putting together to go on your social media, or if you're DIYing some stuff, people are 3D printing stuff or putting together lanyard, different things, or they're trying to put together different kits. I blame TikTok for the obsessive nature of wanting to have your EDC look pristine. Social media driven EDCs have stuff looking brand new. I'm seeing knives that have no snail trails, that have no marks, no bumps, no bruises. They are literally there for the gram. They are there for the TikToks. They are there for the, threads, or whatever the crap is nowadays. The days are numbered. I think that you're going to get tired of having your stuff and not being able to use it, especially if you spend all this money on it. I just literally sold one of my gold class Benchmades because I didn't want to use it. I felt like I spent this money on it and I need to hold on to it. I need to take photos of it every now and again, but I need to hold on to it because it may have a lot of value in the future, or I may be using it and it may mess it up. I had to let go of that fear and just sell it and just let it go. Now I feel less relieved to have like a perfect, pristine, social media driven EDC. We're going to get away from that. We're still going to be posting the type of stuff, but hopefully we get to see a little bit more banged up usage of that type of stuff. The last one might be near and dear to your heart, but I just gave away a bunch of these and I see that this is going to be easier and easier for me to do. But Ranger eyes are on their last leg. Okay, they're lightweight, but they're getting a little bit overdone. For me, they're boring. Okay, I like the concept of an RE. It gives you that opportunity. It kind of goes with that social media driven EDC. Gives you the opportunity to express yourself. But I think personally that the Ranger eyes are coming to an end. They look sometimes the way that you deploy them can look a little childish. I feel sometimes I felt a little embarrassed to pull out a kit to use it, and I had REs all over the place. And I'm amongst men, and they're like, "Man, what the hell is that? What do you got going on, X?" And I was like, this is just where I keep my pocket protector, where I keep my multi-tool. But the days are coming to a close. Maybe not fully. You're still gonna carry them if you want to. Me, I like full-size patches. If you got the USA flag, or if you got the Marine Corps stuff, or if you got other type of stuff, is stuff like that I can see staying relevant. If you need those type of Ranger eyes to label because you're a part of a search and rescue, or for a part of a med kit or something like that, they're going to long live those days out. But I can remember back in like 2006, 2008, what were REs? They're here now, they're in full force, but I can see in the future they slowly fade away, at least in the more, coming to folks that don't want to necessarily keep up with the Joneses. Like, those are the 5 EDC trends I think we're leaving in 2023. I might be wrong about some of them. You may say, X, what are you talking about? I saw you carrying this thing last week. This may be true, but I think that in the end of 2024, we'll revisit this video and say, X, you were right, sir. We come to you groveling at your feet, and we want to say sorry, and I'll accept your apology with open arms. If this is your first time stopping by, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.